Soon can you return to work or be around family members?
Well, currently the CDC says, fever-free for 24 hours or improving symptoms overall. But if you don't have any symptoms, when the symptoms begin, usually it's 5 days is what the CDC recommends before returning back to school or the work.
Okay. All right. So get tested. Doctor says get vaccinated. It's not too late. And do everything, all the other stuff, washing your hands.
Absolutely.
And try and reduce your exposure as much as possible. Doctor, thank you.
Thank you.
That's HealthWorks. I'm Dina Santafanti.
The Edge at 11 starts now.
Tonight on The Edge, a Detroit man run over not once, but twice, all on video. You might remember this from last summer. Well, a big break in the case tonight. Fox News' Jessica Dupnack is live in our newsroom to fill us in. Jess.
Yeah, admittedly, Detroit police say these hit-and-run cases, they are not easy to solve. And that was exactly the case of Darnell Scott, who you mentioned, hit not once but twice last summer in June. Now, they said they had a big break in this case. They've actually made an arrest. A man named Darrell Rice was arrested in November. He has been charged, a judge deciding to give him a personal bond of $250,000, which means he is out as his case moves forward. The victim's family, a lot of mixed emotions here.
He get to spend the holidays with his family, but we can't spend it with my son.
The first holiday without 33-year-old Darnell Scott, killed in a hit-and-run last summer on Detroit's west side. You might remember this video, getting hit not once but twice. Neither driver stopped.
How y'all hit him and just left him in the street like he was nobody and didn't even try to help him.
These cases can be tough to solve, but the Detroit Police Fatal Squad painstakingly pieced together footage from green light cameras and license plate readers across the city, leading them to Darrell Rice in November, now charged, given a personal bond, which means he's out for now.
I honestly didn't give up hope because me and my family, we stayed praying about it.
The family sickened by the damning evidence. Apparently, Rice made a false car insurance claim after the hit and run, lied about how he got the damage, but in the process, police say he self-incriminated. This family wants others to hold out hope.
Don't give up, because it can happen. Your answers and your wishes can come true.
That's right. The Detroit Police Fatal Squad also said recently they got warrants for arrests on 2 other cases, a hit and run from 2019, one from 2023. So it does happen in these so-called cold cases, but they do rely on tips. They say you can always make those tips at Detroit Rewards TV. Reporting live in the newsroom, Jessica Dupnack on The Edge.
Yeah, Jess, I know you said that this victim was hit twice by 2 different cars, neither vehicle stopping. What about the other driver of that other vehicle? What do we know about that case?
That was exactly it. The victim's mom, she says, it's great. We're so thankful that the first driver has been arrested and charged. However, there was a second driver here, and once you leave the scene of a crime like this, it becomes criminal. Of course, Detroit police says they're still looking for that second vehicle. They'll rely heavy on that surveillance video and those license plate readers. That's helping close a lot of cases, from homicides to hit and runs. Very valuable tool.
Yeah, thinking of that family this Christmas. Jessica Dupnack for us live tonight. Thank you. Well, a man loses his eye after being punched by a Clinton Township police officer, and now a jury has awarded him millions of dollars, saying that officer used excessive force when taking the victim into custody. But that's not all the jury decided. Let's get live to Fox News' Dave Spencer, who joins us in studio with more on the message they intend to send. Dave.
Yeah, Roop, it's outlined here in this jury verdict form. First, the part about excessive force. There's a check mark yes. Then a jury awarded $4 million there in compensation. They took it a step further, saying Daniel Reef should get an additional $50,000 in punitive damage, and here's why.
Attention, dude! Yeah, baby! Woo!
Now, that's the voice of Officer Brock Setti, and this is body-worn camera of him in pursuit of a suspicious man spotted going through yards in Clinton Township. That man turned out to be Daniel Reef, who, according to attorney John Marco, had just gotten off a bus and was walking to a friend's house when police closed in on him. Admittedly, as he ran from police. Marco said he was scared, having a history of drug addiction and anxiety, but when officers said he caught up with him, the body cam shows him throw Reef to the ground, order him on his stomach, and then punch him in the eye, causing him to lose that eye, breaking bones in the process. Reef must now wear an eye patch over his eye as he continues to suffer both physically and mentally from this incident that occurred 4 years ago.
Defense attorney told the jury that his eye patch was a badge of honor. It's disgusting. They preyed on his history of struggling with addiction throughout his life, like many people do. They said that because he struggled with addiction, that what happened to him wasn't worth that much. And the jury rejected that and said, in a civilized society, that's horrible. We don't do that to people. We don't treat people like that. And this verdict doesn't just protect Daniel, it protects all of us, because this could have been our kid. It could have been your kid.
Yeah, the jury said that officer said he acted with evil intent in this case, and attorney John Marco is hopeful this will serve an example to ensure officers all around the area are properly trained on how to de-escalate situations like this in the future. In the studio tonight, Dave Spencer on The Edge.
Let me show you our running total of snow at Metro Airport. Now, we did have a bit this morning, but since November 1st, about 12.5 inches. We're 7 inches above where we should be for the middle part of December. On top of that, it's been awfully cold. Every day this month has been below average. We've had 3 days with single-digit low temperatures. However, a big thaw starts Wednesday, Thursday especially. We're going to have numbers up in the middle 40s. It's pretty quiet out there right now. You can see there are varying clouds, at times partly cloudy, other times mostly cloudy, but it's going to be quiet for the rest of tonight. 18 degrees the high, 12 the low. There are the averages, 37 and 26. There's your snow total from this morning, about 0.3 of an inch right now. Most of us between 15 and 20 degrees. These numbers may fall a couple degrees, but with that breeze from the south and west, temperatures aren't expected to plummet. Here are the current wind chill values. A lot of us are in the single digits, but notice how this deeper, darker purple is starting to release back into eastern Canada. That'll be the trend for the next few days. So it's still going to be chilly tomorrow. Daytime highs near 32. Wednesday will be up near 40 degrees, but it's Thursday. We'll have a good chance to get into the middle 40s with some wet weather. Brisk and cold tonight, down to 15. Tomorrow up to 32. Some splashes of sunshine for your Tuesday with that breeze. And then right there's the 7-day. You got to see it. 45 on Thursday. It's going to feel pretty nice. Perhaps some icy roadways late Thursday night with cold air returning. We'll check that at 4 a.m.
So I just looked out the window. I saw flame and fire, smoke. I'm just in disbelief. Wow.
A tragic fire on Detroit's west side, killing 3 people, including a teenager. First responders rushed 2 other victims to a hospital. It happened around 6 this morning at a home on Wildermere and 7 Mile. As fire investigators look into what caused the fire, City Councilwoman Angela Whitfield has a message for Detroiters struggling to stay warm.
Call our office and let's help you get the help that you need. But don't do anything that might jeopardize your lives and the lives of your loved ones. And if you know anybody in your neighborhood or in your family who needs help, reach out. Let's get them the help that they need so this does not happen anymore in our city or anywhere in the country, but especially here in our city, because it continues to happen on a weekly basis. And we don't want to see this happen.
Councilwoman Whitfield Calloway serious about this. She says this tragic fire comes just 1 day after a different West Side fire killed a 7-year-old boy. Murder charges have been filed after a deadly stabbing and standoff that were live streamed on Facebook. The suspect, 30-year-old Dominic Nikki Robinson, making their first court appearance today. Robinson is a transgender woman, but will be referred to by her birth name in court proceedings. She's accused of stabbing a man to death at a house in Warren on Friday before barricading herself inside. After 6 hours of negotiations, she surrendered.
There was also a Facebook Live confession that identified and showed the deceased lying on the floor.
Y'all was gonna let this walk away. I wasn't.
Okay. Feel like you had to take it in your own hands.
I did, because y'all was just y'all ruled it as an accident.
Robinson is charged with first-degree murder. She's being held on a $2 million bond and must have a mental health evaluation. She's due back in court next week. The Detroit music scene mourning the loss of a local legend tonight. Carl Carlton died over the weekend, leaving behind a legacy intertwined with funk and soul. He gave us hits like She's a Bad Mama Jama and Everlasting Love. His son made the announcement on Facebook Sunday, saying he had a long, hard fight in life and will be missed. The singer's real name was Carlton Hudgens. He grew up on the city's east side and started singing when he was only 13 years old.
He started off, he was discovered outside singing in the back, and somebody thought it was Stevie Wonder at the time, Little Stevie Wonder, and they said that's Little Carl Carlton. So that's what he was. He went by as Little Carl Carlton. So he had other records before he made it big success with his #1 hit, She's a Bad Mama Jama. One thing he wanted everybody to know is that he had a big heart. He might not have been the best person in life, but he had a big heart. He would help everybody around him that was able to be near him. And he was always caring about those people and helping out, and he's going to be missed.
The R&B singer's death comes 6 years after he suffered a stroke. He was 73 years old. A new data center could soon be making its way to the city of Southfield. Council members heard big discussions from residents at tonight's meeting. The company, Metro Blocks, wants to build a 2-story data center on a vacant plot on Inkster Road near I-696. However, some residents had concerns about impacts on the environment, resources, and noise.
They are a new data center developer, founded in 2024, just last year. So we don't need them experimenting here in the state of Michigan.
We need in writing how we can hold the data center accountable for, if you all do vote yes, how are they helping to uphold, as they said, the health and wellness of residents.
The development is also expected to add several high-paying engineering jobs to our area. The City Council also heard input on a proposal for a new Costco center off Northwestern Highway. In Hollywood, investigators are working to piece together what led up to the troubling deaths of a storied director and his wife, why his son is now behind bars. Coming up. Also, chaos in Mexico City as lawmakers start shouting and pulling each other's hair. We'll explain how things got this heated. Next.